Hello, this is Real World Audio, and let's continue about the Herb Reichert story on the Sun Valley Phono stage, which is a Japanese kit. And basically, this is my excuse to share about my journey with Phono stages. And I am just amazed that my journey and Herb's are really mirroring each other. And as you know, and as I have told you guys, Herb has been an inspiration since the beginning of my audio journey. But until recently, I didn't really know that he went through these stages, and I happened to go through them exactly almost the same way as he did. And here we go. He's saying here that he's been studying the violinist József Szigeti. Actually, want to pronounce it correctly, it's Szigeti József. And happened to be listening to a Columbia 78 RPM pressing of the Master of the Bow playing Brahms's concerto in D minor. Here you go, and now I try to fit it in the camera. He is talking about this, the art of József Szigeti, and unfortunately, and you see Columbia, that's he's mentioning too, but unfortunately these ones I have of him, this is a 33 RPM reissue, it's not the 78 RPM originals, so anyway, I can really relate what he is saying, because Szigeti József is truly a mature violinist, and just going back to Columbia, you really need a phono stage that can play the Columbia EQ to appreciate these recordings. So if you don't have Columbia EQ on your record, on your phono stage, then this will be of a mild interest to you. Where do I have a catalog number? Do I have one? Oh, there it is. Can we see it? No, we can. So I read it out. M6X31513, and maybe there's a number after that, maybe not, I can't see it. Okay, so that's it. If you want to listen to this recording in its full glory, then you need Columbia EQ. If you don't have a 78 RPM turntable, like me at the moment, actually I have one, but I need to get it into working condition, which is one thing that I plan to do at one time in the future. If you have the 78, that will give you a better experience than the 33 RPM ratio, but I can tell you guys that the 33 RPM ratio is pretty awesome. So here we go. Let's just skip a few things and continue with Herb's story. All these things, blah blah blah. So he said that the first record he played was really astounding, and compared it to a Parasound phono stage, which is much more expensive, but he was more excited about this little Sun Valley phono stage that went way beyond the much more expensive phono stage to render that recording. And I would say that the reason behind that is that this phono stage is capable of playing back a Columbia recording with a Columbia EQ, and that makes tremendous difference. So I don't want to read out everything, I will just take time with that. So what I wanted to show you guys is talk more about this kit, how it looks on the inside, and if you have one, then what can you do with it to improve it. Let's see, do they show insides here? I'm not seeing any inside, So let's go to a different page at DIY Audio Forum, and they have a thread on this Phono stage, and I'm pretty sure that we are going to see the insides very soon. Oh, there you go. So what you can see here, this is like a nice copper screen around the power transformer. That's a very good sign. It means that you are getting a high quality transformer, and as you see, maybe it's visible that there's another copper screen behind there as well. So you are getting a very nice power transformer with this kit, with attention to making it quiet. So basically, when you have a screen around your power transformer, it helps to make your phono stage or whatever quiet, because this prevents that the transformer radiates out all sorts of EMI, and it also prevents EMI from entering into your power transformer. So that's a really good thing. And when we look at the parts here, so someone put in V caps, and these are very expensive capacitors. If you can afford that, go for them. But if you can't afford that, do not cry. If you want like super high quality stuff, just put in there Miflex capacitors. That's a Polish made capacitor, and I think it's the best value for the money that you can get. It's certainly the thing that I like to use, because it's truly very high level sound that you can get out of it, and it's something of a worthy investment. And of course there's always a bunch of snake oil peddlers, and they would tell you that capacitors are not worth the money, and and spending $20-30 on a quote-unquote boutique capacitor is for suckers. Well, I can tell you guys that it's a much better investment and a much better idea to spend those $20-30 on those boutique capacitors to make your phono stage or preamplifier or power amplifier that you already love and you already like its sound, just you want to take it a little bit further. If you improve the capacitors on it, improve the parts, then you will get what you want. And instead of that, if you just start looking at reviews and saying that, oh, there's this and that company and their phono stage is so much better, and you just buy it, then you start your journey from scratch again, and you don't know what you are getting. You are getting positives, some things you wanted, perhaps, if you are lucky, but you will be also getting negatives that you were not expecting. So there will be some recordings that you will think, oh, this sounds so much better than my old unit, but you will put on the next 3 records and you will notice, oh god, these sound like trash. The old unit just played this so much better. I really wish I could have my old unit sound plus the new unit sound put together in a package. And guess what? You can get it by having your old unit and just upgrade the parts to higher quality ones. That's the road to get there. And that's why I do DIY. That's why I started doing my own stuff, modifying my own stuff, because that's how you can get what you actually want. And that's one road. So this is not the stock capacitor this amplifier or phono stage is sold with, but it's an upgrade you can get. And if you do not have that bucket loads of money to upgrade for these caps, don't worry, just pick a simpler capacitor. It will be just a big improvement as well. But that's obvious. You can read about this in this thread. So what are the other things that I would recommend, which I think there was no mention of? You see all those other parts that you see here. Those simple metal film or metal oxide resistors, I think they are metal oxide resistors. Change all of them, changed a lot of them to coax pair carbon film resistors, also sold rebranded as Kiwame. That will make a huge leap, like a quantum leap. So if you change all of these to coax pair resistors, then it will be a gargantuan leap towards a more natural sound, and I would say it will be it might be a bigger improvement than going for the V-caps. If you go for the V-caps, they will give you a tremendously higher detail level and tremendously higher ability to see the dynamic and all frequency range and just about every sort of capability that this unit is capable of. But they will also let you hear the weaknesses coming from these parts. So I would say, if you want to go this way, first fix this. First get high quality resistors, because you are going to hear them with these very high quality capacitors. And not just fix that, but also change those. Look at that. Those are very simple plastic film capacitors. Get something much better quality for there. Maybe like an obligatos or something. Look at that, Nichicon capacitor. They should be banned from the world of audio. Put an Elna Silmic over there. Get rid of that connector from there. Solder these wires on the board directly. Get rid of those cheese balls. Let's see what else. Oh, nice. Here, same thing. You see, loads of connectors you can get rid of. Even more of those resistors. Just changed a lot for quality resistor. Those look like United Chemicon capacitors. They're kind of okay. But you could, if you want to make the best out of it, change it to film capacitors, desealing capacitors. Yeah, you might need a bigger chassis after all if you decide that, but you might be able to change at least some of them to film capacitors. And when we are looking, that same thing, just change the lot of those that you see there. Get rid of those connectors, solder and everything directly to the board. So these are just some of my suggestions. Also, what you can do is maybe like solder your interconnect cables directly, to the input. So instead of using the cheesy RCA jacks and the RCA jacks on the interconnects, crimp those and solder it directly. Oops, I didn't wanna. Just solder it directly there. What else are we seeing? Of course, you can upgrade the wiring as well, but basically the biggest improvement you can get is just upgrading all of these basic parts, and that will make a quantum leap with this phono stage. So if you already have this phono stage and you were wondering about how you can take it to the next level, wow, what you always read about is like people telling you to put, where did I see it, some really fancy tubes in it, right? Where was it? Here. No, these are nice tubes, but like put like Brimar tubes and Western Electric 274B as rectifier, and basically you can start seeing the drift that we are spending a car's worth on vacuum tubes, and of course that will make it sound much better, but a much simpler way to up the performance is what I just told you guys. And that will make just as big a jump in the performance as you can get by upgrading the tubes. And of course, if you want the absolute max, do those changes with those parts, plus get the best tubes, and then you will have a phono stage that will just really be possibly the phono stage you want for the rest of your life. So thank you folks for just joining in to this journey that Klaus and Herb started, and have an absolute wonderful day and listen to your records and just have fun. Bye bye.